Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Join alongside Tim. He'll be in here in a minute. Take your time, Tim. No rush at all, buddy. As we get ready to dive into Chalk Talk tonight, we're going to break down the 16 most important plays from the Packers Vikings game there. The Packers coming out victorious 23-6 at Lambeau Field. We're also going to lead the show off talking a little injury report. Packers Lions with the Thanksgiving matchup coming up here on a very short week. So we'll get you all the details that we have there. I know we have a couple quotes from Matt LaFleur, all that good stuff. Before we get into it, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for me, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you click subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live here in the future. Like we did earlier this afternoon, breaking down a little sound bite from the Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee and our boy Dan Orlovsky talked a little bit about the Lions' offensive line. They seemed, or at least Dan seemed a little concerned about that. You guys can check that video out. Went live earlier today. It's in video form and on the live page too. We got Tim joining us now. Tim, how you doing, buddy? You ready to break down some tape tonight?
Let's do it, man. Let's watch the All-22 for the 22nd time. Let's go.
I'm telling you, dude, I caught something else earlier today, which we'll highlight it when we get into that specific play, but it's something that I missed. I'm embarrassed to say I just made my fifth pass through the tape. And when I was making my fourth pass through the tape when I seen that earlier. And a little spoiler alert, if you're following me on Twitter, you already seen it. Devontae Wyatt playing outside linebacker was hilarious to me. So we'll break that down for everybody as well. So anyway, let's do this, man. Let's go ahead and jump right in. And shout out to everybody in the chat. I see it's already filling up. Thank y'all so much for making us a part of your evening here. Let's jump into the injury report here real quick. And Rob Domofsky had some quotes here from Matt LaFleur, who was at the podium earlier. I think some of the assistants are still at the podium. It looked like at least the videos are still rolling out. But nonetheless, Rob Domofsky, Matt LaFleur on running back Josh Jacobs, quote, "Everything was walked through today, so we'll see how he feels going on game day." All right. So obviously Josh Jacobs is going to be one of those game time decisions. No big surprise there. There's no reason for him to practice all week. Just see if he can rest it up enough to go maybe a little limited fashion at some point in the week to just kind of test it out. But definitely going to be a game time decision. I mean, I got to be real. I want Josh Jacobs out there, but at the same time, I feel like Emmanuel Wilson can do the job, and not that he's at Josh Jacobs' level by no stretch of the imagination. I think that it comes down to more, though. The more value that I see in having both those guys is exactly what it sounds like, Tim, is having both those guys available. If one gets dinged up, now you're not just limited to Chris Brooks and whoever else is on the roster, as opposed to having that nice little 1-2 punch. So hope Jacobs is ready, but have all the faith in the world in Emmanuel Wilson. However, I wonder if he's a little banged up, man. He carried the load, had a lot of carries there on Sunday as well.
That's so true, but he's a young emerging talent, right? We trust Emmanuel Wilson, I think, and maybe the 1-2 punch becomes the 2-1 punch, and maybe you work Josh back into the fold, and maybe he's active and he's on a snap count. Emmanuel Wilson's your running back one for the evening, and you just proceed that way. But time will tell. I mean, I love the way that Matt's playing chess, not checkers right here, right? Everything was just walked through. We'll see how he's going. It's still day to day. Like, we're not going to tip our hand to the Detroit Lions before Turkey Day. I don't think it's going to happen.
Right, and he kind of holding everything close to the vest, obviously. He also mentioned, as Rob Domofsky put in a tweet, as for LVM playing only 6 snaps in his return on Sunday, quote, "I wouldn't say it's a setback. I'd say it's where he's at. He tried to go and wasn't feeling it." Now, again, he came back in the fourth quarter for what I seen was one play. It may have been multiple plays, but nonetheless, I like what Matt said there, but what it tells me is he's still not 100%. Or at least he wasn't on Sunday. So I'm expecting another limited snap count for LVN, and you know what? That's okay with me. You probably want to key in on the run a little bit more in this game against the Lions, I would imagine, seeing how they just went off on the Giants, albeit the Giants, one of the worst defense, or actually is the worst run defense in terms of yards per carry allowed in the entire National Football League. So LVN here, I don't think he's quite ready yet. We'll probably see him. I think there's a good chance we see him, Tim, but definitely in a limited fashion, man.
Yeah, it was good that we saw him on Sunday limited, at least he's, active and, getting some reps, and hopefully those increase over the next few weeks, because one of the things we talked about often is LVN in the run fits. And this has, been a season for him before the injury with the foot. He's looked really good in the run game. And that's not something that I think any of us were super expecting going into this year. We thought he was just strictly an edge guy. But LVN was looking really good in the run fits prior to the foot injury. So hopefully he'll be back to getting, 25, 35 plus snaps a game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Another mention here from Rob Domofsky. LaFleur said cornerback Keyshawn Nixon with the neck injury. Obviously, he had the stinger. Will be a game day decision. He went from DNP yesterday to limited today, albeit a walkthrough. So it seems like he's progressing. At least they're projecting that. Again, Kamal Hadden, I thought he played good. He didn't do anything spectacular out there, but he did exactly what he was asked to do. He held his own. So I'm not overly concerned if Key can't go. However, Keyshawn's very physical in the run game. Probably how he hurt his neck in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So I think that could come in handy off the edge there. He's going to play a little more aggressive, I imagine, than maybe Kamal Hadden would. Although Kamal Hadden flashed on the tape in that regard there in the run fit a couple of times, just throwing his body into the pile and being willing to sacrifice himself to make a tackle. So Keyshawn Nixon sounds like a game time decision here as well. And then
I think you're absolutely right about that, right? What more could you want for a guy coming in a supporting role than to just not be a liability out there? We don't miss a beat. The fact that we didn't see his number called a lot is a good sign, and you can build on that going forward. So if K9 needs another week, give him another week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Lynn says, any word on Hobbs? I haven't heard anything. We'll look at the injury report here in just a second. But to the best of my knowledge, Coach, I wouldn't expect Hobbs back this week, obviously. And it's probably going to be another week or two, I would imagine. He went on to say, Rob did, when asked whether Jaden Reed could play Thursday given the lack of practice time since his window opened last Friday, LaFleur said, quote, "You never know, Rob. You'll find out Thursday." So
I'm not going to lie. I was faded. I ain't going to lie. I was faded.
So they're keeping that one close to the vest, and rightfully so. I think there's a really good chance, based off of LaFleur's comment there, that we're going to see Jaden Reed. But the thing that really sticks out to me these last 2 weeks, Matt LaFleur was catching fire for his job security, right? Which you guys know how we feel about it. I'm tired of arguing about it, to be honest with you. But he was catching all that heat, and even in the middle of all that, I felt like he was cool as a cucumber. And then this week coming up, all these injuries, he was grinning, he was smiling, cracking jokes, good to go out there. What do? You hang 23 on the Vikings defense, a borderline top 15, top 10-ish top defense, and your defense holds them to 6 points. So I really like the persona, the aura, I guess you could say, the aura that Matt LaFleur is putting off right now, Tim. I
love it.
This is as calm as I've ever seen him, but also fired up. When if you guys watched that mocked up video of him on the sideline with Emmanuel Wilson, he was so excited for Emmanuel Wilson having that game, man.
Dude, I love the fire. I love it. Tupac LaFleur, but cooler than a polar bear's toenails when he needs to be, right? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worried about why you're worried about what I'm doing. We'll keep winning ball games. You'll keep complaining about how we're winning ball games, right? I mean, that's a head coach's job, right? Get the dub.
Definitely. All right, let's dive into the injury report real quick. Just make a quick pass through. The only thing that changed from yesterday's projection to today's quote-unquote walkthrough was Keyshawn Nixon went from did not participate to limited. Everything else kind of stayed the same. However, I know Coach was asking about Nate Hobbs. He was listed as limited these last 2 days, yesterday and today. So that's interesting there. Maybe he's working back for next week. Maybe he'll go this week. I don't think he will, but we'll see. So just going down the list here, Carl Brooks did not participate. Another DNP was Lucas Van Ness with the foot injury, right? Did not participate. And Savion Williams with the foot injury did not participate. Now, keep in mind, Savion has kind of been like that the last few weeks, right? They want to just kind of keep him off of that foot as much as possible. In terms of limited fashion, Javon Bullard, Edgerrin Cooper, Matthew Golden, Nate Hobbs, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed, Zach Tom. We've got Quay Walker, Dontavion Wicks all listed as limited. So with Quay, he's listed as limited both days. So I think there's a decent chance we end up seeing Quay this week, man, especially if Keyshawn goes, because it was the same. No two Stingers are the same, obviously, right? But very, very similar injury. If Key tries to go this week, I can't imagine Quay is going to be denied. That's exciting to me, but also it's just so nice having that luxury of Isaiah McDuffie playing really good football right now, waiting in the wings if you need him.
I agree. I hope Quay's back. And, while you're talking about K9, I mean, look at Hobbs. Maybe Hobbs is active. That'd be nice for some depth. If we, if Keyshawn tries to go and he can't finish, you've got another guy that's working back, maybe not 100% himself, but all hands on deck in a divisional game on Turkey Day. I'm all for it. Quay, though, is the one I got my eye on. I'm hoping he goes this week because that just gives us more versatility and depth there in the middle. And, against this Detroit offense, we're going to need it. All hands on deck.
Yeah, definitely. Chase Green in the chat said no Kirby Joseph on Thursday means Scoot can beat them deep. As you guys, if you're not aware, basically Dan Campbell came out and said, obviously Kirby Joseph with the knee injury did not participate yesterday or today in the fake practices, if you will. But he did confirm Kirby Joseph will not play Sunday or Thursday. So we will not see Kirby Joseph. That's a huge blow for them. I'm trying to think, is Brian Branch back yet? It looks like he was full participation. So there's a good chance they will have him go. So the only thing that really changed here for their injury report, although they've got a long list like ours, Josh Paschal, edge defender, went from full participation with a back injury to did not participate today. And then you had Brian Branch go from limited yesterday to full participation today. In terms of did not participate, you've got Graham Glasgow, center, Kirby Joseph, safety, who is definitely out, Khalif Raymond, wide receiver with the ankle, and then you've got Brock Wright tied in with the neck injury. So they're obviously banged up. That doesn't include Sam Laporta, who's on IR, and some of the other injuries that they're dealing with. So it's going to be kind of a war attrition here, Tim. Yeah. These two teams are both banged up, and it's going to be who wants it more, both coming off a short week. I really like the fact that they didn't give either team the advantage by letting one play, a day earlier, a day later. It would have really sucked if you'd have one of these teams play on Monday Night Football, then turn around 3 days and have to play, right? Sure. So I think this is it's going to be a good test to how healthy these teams are and how tough these teams are. Now, I always say, I think you're at a disadvantage having the youngest team in the league, right? Lacking that experience, and sometimes they can bite you in the ass with penalties and all that. However, having the youngest team in the league, Tim, kind of helps you right here, right? You get a bunch of old whippersnappers. They're a little more banged up, especially after going to overtime with the Giants.
Yeah, and, when you're banged up and you're younger, that's one thing, right? It's another thing to be, pushing dirty 30 plus and being banged up as well, right? Looking at Detroit's injury report, it's kind of interesting. Glasgow, I'm wondering when the last time he played. Was that? Did he play in the last game?
That's a good question.
Back because looking at Tate Ratledge, another guy we had on our draft board, I believe he was kind of like the emergency backup center kind of game plan as well. So if he's limited, Glasgow is a DNP. What does that mean for the middle of their offensive line?
Yeah, according to the snap count, now it's not showing me where he played in these games. It does have him listed as center, so I'm just assuming he played center. Okay. The last 3 weeks, he had over 50 snaps, 59 snaps, and then last week, 70 snaps. So
that's Glasgow or Ratledge?
Glasgow.
Okay.
69 reps. So he was the center. So if he misses this game, that's huge. It's absolutely huge because, like you said, you're going to your backup center, right? Your third string center. So,
yep, huge. And usually, if it's not non-football related rest kind of thing, you would see that indicated on the report. So the fact that he's a DNP Monday and Tuesday is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it really is. So there you go. There's the injury report for the Packers-Lions matchup on Thanksgiving Day. If you guys are watching this video back later, let us know in the comments what you think about the injury report. How concerned are you? Is there a player that you feel like we need back more maybe than the others? How do you feel about the Lions, how banged up they are? And also let us know in the comments how you feel about this game. What do you think the score will be? What do you think the projection will be? And make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live here in the future. If you're new here at PTA, we appreciate y'all. All right, Tim, enough waiting. It's time to get into the tape. This it's one of the more enjoyable games that I've watched in a long time, man. Just you guys know I'm a boring fan. I love the running game. I love defense, and it was just right down my pipe right here, man. Watching
Yes,
them
sir.
pound the rock and play good defense. So
A little bit of old school smash mouth football. I like it.
absolutely. So let's get into it, man. Let's jump right into the tape. Just some key statistics here. Like I said, I think we've got 16 plays for you guys and gals. This is the matchup against Minnesota at Lambeau Field for Week 12. The Packers come out victorious 23-6. Key statistics: middle 8, they were tied 3-3. And turnover differential, Green Bay ran away with the turnover differential 3-0. Turnover margin differential, whatever you want to call it. So anytime you win the turnover battle 3-0, you're going to win that freaking game. And the Packers definitely did that. So let's jump into the first play here, Tim. First quarter, 10:05 left. Minnesota's up 3-0. Okay, so we didn't include anything from that first drive. They went right down the field, kicked the field goal, right? So Minnesota up 3-0. This is a 2nd and 6 play. Love to Wicks for 18 yards. And Wicks, man, I'm telling you, he looks stronger this year. His hands look better as well. But let's just talk about the play here. The play call is 11 gun dubs right. It's all smash T swing. Okay, and the swing is actually going to go across swing, so it's going to go across the formation. Let's talk about what all smash is. Well, let's talk dub nasty real quick in case somebody is here. And I actually did not mention dub nasty, but these guys here, obviously a nasty split on the left. It's kind of a semi-stack look where they're real close together, and a twins left look. Twins left, but it's really dubs. We call it dubs because it's 2 by 2, right? Your tight ends on the right side. So when we say dub right, 2 by 2, right is the strong side of the formation. We're going all smash. It's basically, some people would call it smash mirror or smash X. When you say smash X, it means smash times 2, okay, is what they essentially mean. So with the smash concept, the 1 runs a curl, the 2 a corner. All right, same over here, corner out of the 2, and then you've got a curl, and it's going to be a cross swing right here, okay? So again, the call, 11 gun, dubs right, all smash, T swing, that swing going to the right. What he's going to do is he's going to fire this ball to Dontavion Wicks in the curl. I would rather him have gone to Christian, although, because you kind of had a hat count, or you could have swung, you could have threw it to the swing and Christian could have helped block. You'll see that here in a second. But watch Dontavion Wicks on this play, guys. This is a man bear at wide receiver. Watch him run through right here. So you see this linebacker sinks now, right? He's starting to fade back. Jordan sees it, fire that thing in there as quick as possible. Bang, give you guys a chance, some room. Now look at this. He catches the ball at the 15-yard line. Look at all the defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, right? Watch Tay. Going to get hit at about the 6-yard line and drive him all the way down to the freaking 1 yard. He almost got in, man. I mean, that's just all want to right there. And if we go back pre-snap to show you what I was talking about, notice up on the right side. Now, maybe the defense did fade over to the left when Jordan looked when he looked left. But look at Scoot right here and look at the swing. You see the hat count you got?
Oh, yeah.
So
you got a 2-to-1 advantage over there.
You fire it out here, and then Scoot turns and seals. There's a good chance that Brooks gets in the end zone. However, you could have also, now you see this guy sinking, so you don't want to try the corner out here, right? You want to stay away from that. So I love that Jordan was decisive. Yeah, I would rather him have thrown to the swing, but Tim, getting the ball out that quick gives Tay a chance to get into the potentially in the end zone, break some tackles, and get down there at least to the 1 and set yourself up to score.
Yeah, absolutely. And great job by Tay Wicks, right? Like you said, 4 defenders, that's an FBI field vision type of play, right? You make the catch, you turn up field, use your momentum, hit the right spot. And, he damn near scored himself. So we'll take it all day. Most guys will run right out of bounds there. They're not looking, like you said, it's an all effort type of play by Tay Wicks here after the catch. It
really is, man. Yeah. And again, that's what he does good. His rookie year, when he led all receivers on the team in Yak, at least Yak over expected. That dude was just, he was breaking arm tackles like crazy. So Tay is looking, to me, he's looking much closer to that flash that we seen his rookie year than that setback we seen last year for sure. So
I agree.
All right. Next play. You're down in the 1 yard line, right? We're going 12 ace nasty, Y70, Trey right, Z shift to wing, 22 dive. So let's kind of talk about what all that means. 12 ace nasty. Obviously, everybody, at least the Z is in a nasty split. It should have been nasty Z, so that's a mistake there. The Y here is actually canard. So we're going with that heavy set. That's what the Y70 means. So 12 ace nasty, Y70, Trey right, 1, 2, 3 to the right side with at least one of which being a tight end. That makes it trade instead of trips. If it was 3 receivers, it'd be trips. We're going Z shift. That's the Z. You know it's the Z. Christian's the Z because it's on the tight end side off the line of scrimmage. The X is always on the line of scrimmage opposite the tight end side. All right. So that makes him Z. He's going to shift to the wing. They love doing this with Christian, right? So he's going to set up right here. And then we're going 22 dive, which you guys know right to the right are even numbers. So that's going to be A gap right. It kind of looks like it could have been B gap. I'm going to say dive, 22 dive. So it's A gap right. And just watch our boy Emmanuel Wilson in the hole. I mean, just stealing that cat's soul. That's a linebacker, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was a linebacker he hit. But nonetheless, just runs right through his face. You'll see it even better on this next clip here, man.
Yeah, 51. Keep an eye on 51 here because he should have blown this play up. You talk about all effort play. Look at Emmanuel Wilson, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Dude, it hurts the soles of my feet, right? Seeing that hit. Because you could just tell how stunned 51 was. Just damn, what was that? Right? And watch Scoot on this play. Let's see if Scoot does anything here. He's definitely going to draw him a little bit in. Look at him sealing it off right there.
Sealing the edge.
Yep.
Right.
How about Scoot? Just again, not anything too flashy, just a really good effort there by Emmanuel Wilson. And I feel like Emmanuel Wilson doesn't give you more power than Josh Jacobs, right?
Right. I was just thinking that, like, Josh gets in there too. Same look, same play Josh is going into. But
you watch plays that Emmanuel Wilson made, Tim, and you don't think there ain't a huge drop off from the power of Wilson. So pretty impressive. All right. So let's move it along now. Again, that was first and goal. Minnesota was up 3-0 with 9:15 left in the first. So we take the lead 7-3 and would never look back. All right. So next play, second quarter, 10:31 left. Green Bay is up 7-3. This is a 4th-and-1 play at Green Bay's 17-yard line. This is the Kingsley Enagbare run stop on 4th down. And I just called it 4-3 under flat line. They are playing an under front here where basically the nose is the two interior defensive tackles are shaded to the weak side. That's your strong side of the formation. So anytime they're shaded to the weak side, we will call it an under. Now, some people would say, no, you've got 5 people on the line of scrimmage, at least 5 on the line of scrimmage, and he's actually playing a 0 to shade. We would call that a jam front. I've been more acclimated to jams being included with 34 fronts as opposed to a 4-3 front, which here I would call a 4-3 under. So they're playing under, shaded under the strong side of the formation is what that means, okay? If they were shaded over here, the big boys, and you had this backer up immediately, it'd be an over front, right? So, and we'll get into some of the numerical stuff here in a minute on another play because we've seen a lot of 4-3, which we expected leading up to this game. We expected them to be in 12 and 21 quite a bit. So this is the Enagbare run stop, obviously. And you'll notice Enagbare, I'm pretty sure, is right here, I believe, if I remember correctly. We'll find out in just a second. So watch him work underneath. Low, look at that. Oh, look at the swim. Look at 75. I mean, he just swam right over top of him. And look at Enagbare now. I mean, he is dead to rights here. This back ain't expecting him to come free, right? So he's trying to get over here and blast this thing open. So
yeah, he's got to worry about Edgerrin Cooper coming off the edge there.
If we roll it back, the reason 75 misses, watch his swim move. See the swim come over? Oh, my
goodness. Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And then shoots his shot. 75 tries to grab him. That's a hold. They didn't call it. That's okay. And Enagbare just snatches his ass up. And great job by Edgerrin Cooper there, kind of sealing the edge too so he can't bounce it out. You'll see Coop creep up. There's the underfront. Watch Enagbare. Look at that swim. Lord have mercy. Now watch Coop going to take on the fullback. Bang.
Yep.
Beautiful play. Gorgeous play.
And this was after that 3rd down stop, right? We had a run stop on 3rd down. They're going to go for it, obviously, red zone. And great execution, man. Enagbare with the technique, man. That was something we saw during camp, Yeah. See all those videos of guys hitting pads and tackling dummies, and you think it's nothing. And then you see it translate to the field like this. It's incredible.
Yeah. And Enagbare has taken a big step this year. I feel really comfortable saying it. And what's crazy about it is you've seen him better in the run game. I wouldn't say he's been better in the pass rush. It's always been kind of his strength is his pass rush, but he's been better in the run game, and they've been dropping him into coverage, which we'll show you later. His 55 drop out of a really, really unique look actually causes J.J. McCarthy to hesitate and break off a choice route where the receiver can't sit down because he knows 55's there, and it leads to the Warren Brinson sack. So Enigbare, the year he came out in the draft was the first year I was actually a part of PackerNet and started doing this podcast. And me and Ryan did a live draft show. And you can go back and watch that live draft show during the draft. For it might have even been 3 rounds, Enigbare was my best player on the board. And I'm like, he's still there. And I caught it for the laugh. I remember saying it one more time, like, man, I hope they take Enigbare here. And they did. And again, first few years, I didn't see it quite as much. You've seen flashes. This year, he's putting it together. Sucks that it's a free agent year for us, right? Because he's going to go out there and get paid somewhere, probably. Right. He's put enough on tape to definitely.
Another young player that fought through injury as well, right? He had the knee issues and a couple other issues, and continues to thrive. I love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, next play. We're going second quarter, 10:26 left. We're up 7-3, 1st and 10 from our own 18-yard line. This is Emmanuel Wilson with an explosive 11-yard run. And this is just really straightforward. This is what Matt LaFleur did all day long. 12 ace nasty, Trey left, 21 zone. And again, I always include the numerical because I want you guys to get an idea of where the target, his aiming point is, the running back's aiming point, even though I do think it's an inside zone or a mid-zone run is what they call it here. So you'll notice that you've got the Trey left look here, right? So here, again, you're going to see the 2 tight ends, right? And I noticed, too, that the number 2 tight end, they've been playing off and the number 1 on. It's kind of interesting there, right? But you're in a nasty split. Let's roll the tape. So we're going to hand it off. It's just going to be straightforward, right? Now look at it. Some would say it might be duo. There is 1 double team. I don't see vertical displacement, and I didn't see 2 double teams, so I would just call it inside zone. But watch our boy here. Not much going on there. Let's just spin off that a little bit, bounce off. Bang, bang, just a damn bowling ball. That's all Emmanuel Wilson. Man.
I love how he gets little after that initial contact, right?
Yeah.
He just bang, and then he kind of gets little right here. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I need to pick up 8 more yards. Thank you very much.
And
go back pre-snap, like right here. Freeze it pre-snap. Like how do you complain about Matt LaFleur as a play caller? I don't understand this. Yeah. You talk about the hat count. Look at pre-snap. Look at this. Like, what is a better play call right now in this situation?
Yeah. Doug in the chat said Emmanuel Wilson's like a fire hydrant on a scooter. That's hilarious, dude. That is such a good description of him. And I want you to key in on Fitzpatrick, too. I've seen him flash at the end of this play. Let's watch number 86 come across. I kind of feel like he might be the reason that Emmanuel's – look at him finish. Watch, he's going to keep driving. That's what got him those extra 3 or 4 yards, right?
Took 44 right out of the play.
Yeah, definitely. So, again, nothing flashy, just straightforward. Nice little A-gap run, little 21 zone. Picks you up 10 yards because Emmanuel Wilson, no wasted motion. Just stick to the assignment, keep your feet moving, bounce off the tackles, and let your tight end finish. So that would lead to a Green Bay field goal. So now they're up 10-3. Okay, so Green Bay now leads 10-3. Let's fast forward second quarter, 29 seconds left, okay? And we are off track. I was afraid it was going to happen. I've got a new system here, Tim. And we're going to miss some stuff. This sucks. So we don't have the McDuffie Brinson sack. We better have it somewhere is all I got to say. So I've got to find this play here. And this is probably going to be another explosive. So I've got a new system I'm trying, and it's throwing everything out of whack. Let's just go with the play that's on here, and we'll see if we can identify it here in a minute because we're already, like I said. No, actually, this is it. Yeah, 10-yard run. That was an 11-yard run. The reason it looked weird, Tim, it's the same drive and we get a 10-yard run. So yeah. There we go. So second quarter, 5:54 left. Green Bay is not up 10-3. It's after this play they kick the field goal and go up 10-3. I apologize. 5:54 left. Green Bay up 7-3. Another 1st and 10 run. Minnesota's 47-yard line. This is Emmanuel Wilson for 10 more yards. Okay. And here's what we're going to play. Here's the play call. We're going 12 pistol nasty. Trey left. You flex 1 shift to wing lead. 22 misdirection. All right. So let's start off with the pistol. Again, the pistol, shotgun, running back directly behind the quarterback. That's what you call a pistol set. We're going Trey left over here. All right. Now we're going to go U. Who's the U? The Y is typically on the line of scrimmage. The U is flexed out. He's kind of that utility guy. He's in the 1. When you say U flex 1, he is the first receiver counting outside in. Okay. That's what that means. So U flex 1 is going to shift to the wing. You could call this a little zipper action if you wanted. Actually, no, you wouldn't. This is just going to be a straight lead. There's a zipper later. So he's going to shift to the wing lead, and he's going to Lead left, all right? It's going to be 22 misdirection. So again, 22 is going to be this gap, right? A gap right, even to the right, odd to the left. But with a misdirection, what's going to happen is Emmanuel Wilson's here, take the handoff, and then cut back, right? And then the wing lead left, you'll see the U lead on the run block. Let's watch it. Watch him come across. Bang. All right. So now you see the misdirection. See how it almost looked like it's set up here. Now he's going to take the handoff and come back. And then you see the lead blocker here out of the U looking to come up in here and seal. So again, that's a misdirection run. Bang. Set it up perfect. And then look at Emmanuel Wilson bouncing off another freaking tackle. Not a whole lot of daylight and finishing the play strong.
I love it. Wiley doing enough on that one too. Watch 81 here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gets a little low chip, doesn't he?
Just enough, right? Just enough, because you can't let that guy stay on his feet. You got a problem there for Wilson, and he's able to bounce it out.
And you do have a little duo action. You get a little double, and watch Wiley, bang, just take him out just enough. Now Emmanuel Wilson gonna run into his own guy. That's okay. Zach Tom just spun him around. Great play. Another 10 yards, man.
I love it. I mean, we've seen that on 2 separate plays with Emmanuel Wilson in traffic, right? Look for that green jersey. Look for your teammate. Get that arm out and just run behind him, right? Even if you got to bump into him, you'll find space.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that would lead to a field goal. Green Bay now leads 10-3. Let's fast forward. 29 seconds left in the second quarter. All right, Green Bay up 10-3. 2nd and 10 at Green Bay's 40-yard line. So they're knocking on the scoring door here, right? This is the McDuffie and Brinson sack. You watch that play and you go, great job, Brinson. Great job, McDuffie. Let me explain what actually is going on this play. This is wild. So it's the first time I've seen this year. We're going nickel 4-2-5, 95 joker. Who's number 95, Tim?
Heavy D in the house. And look at the freeze frame. Look at Bullard. Look at Williams. You can already see the pre-snap communication, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is the first time we're breaking this out. Everybody do what they're supposed to do.
He's motioning over. So what they're going to do is they're kind of bluffing. To me, they're bluffing a little man coverage look and kind of a heavy run action look. So what you're going to do is have our boy Evan or Xavier McKinney come down, and now Evan's going to fade back, right? Well, in the end, what's going to end up happening is then McKinney's going to drop out and play deep half, right? And what's crazy is, let's just go through the whole play call here. Nickel 4-2-5, 95 joker. 95 is your joker. He's literally standing up and playing outside linebacker. Look at Devontae White.
Dude, this is what we're talking about, right? Halfley was in the bag, man. I love it.
It's tickled the hell out of me when I seen it. I was like, oh, is that really Devontae White standing up in a wide 9 look? Look at this. Somebody come look at this. So we're going to go will fire. Let's identify the will backer, all right? Strong side of the formation. All right. So you got 2 backers. It's a nickel 4-2-5 set. There is the strong side backer, which in a nickel is actually the Mike. It's always the Mike. There's your weak side backer. So that's your will. So again, that's McDuffie. He's going to blitz. All right. So he's firing off. Now, will fire 55 drop. Who's 55? That's our boy Nigbare. What's he going to do? He's going to drop into coverage and take away a hook curl here. All right, that's the 55 drop. So now we're up nickel 4-2-5.
That's the brilliance of this, right, Clay? Like you got him hand in the dirt. You got Devontae White standing up. Who looks like the guy that's dropping into coverage here pre-snap?
Right, exactly. So these are the guys that are actually firing on the blitz. And notice it's not a blitz. It's just a 4-man rush, right? I had somebody saying on Twitter earlier, that's why I knew Halfley was going to be a great hire, because he was going to be aggressive. This isn't aggressive. This is called simulated pressure. This isn't. You're not blitzing here. You're only bringing 4. So 55 is going to drop out. Now let's get to the rest of this coverage here. This is really cool. Okay. So we're going to go Tampa 2. All right. So Coop is going to look to match and cover the seam deep. Okay. Now we're going Tampa 2 half invert. Again, the play call is nickel 4-2-5, 95 joker, will fire, 55 drop, Tampa 2 half invert. What's half invert mean? Half invert, when you run a cover 2 invert, okay, instead of the safeties covering deep, they buzz down and the outside corners pinch in and take deep halves. That's an invert. So we're going half invert here, Tim, which means, let's clear it off, McKinney is actually, even though he came up and bluffed, he's covering deep half. And then the corner on this side, Kamal Haddon, is covering deep half, which means your boy Evan Williams is going here, and you're going to have a little Tampa 2 action from one of these backers working the seam.
Is
right?
that Javon Bullard playing a little linebacker right there? Is that who I
Yeah.
see right
He's
there?
he's your slot defender, right? You're in nickel
Yeah.
4-2-5, but he did not follow the slot receiver.
Right.
That should tell a quarterback who's got two brain cells to rub together they're not actually in man coverage, or this guy. It either means one of two things: either they're not in man coverage, or this guy's blitzing.
Right.
Neither of which are true. So you should lean on this is probably zone. Well, now what you typically do is you go to your field side edge defender, what's his split, and your field side backer or slot corner, in this case with Javon Bullard, you tally that information with what the boundary side safety is telling you. That should give you an idea of what zone defense it is. Now, this guy could be bailing out. So now you've got multiple side adjustments. You've got to know wherever your passing concept is, just know you're trying to determine, is it middle field open or middle field closed? It's middle field closed of the Tampa 2 variety. But again, this invert screws everything up.
Yeah.
We're giving McCarthy too much credit by even mentioning all this. I'm explaining why. He doesn't get beyond this, Tim. This is what he does.
He sees one safety back there deep. That's all he sees.
He drops back to pass, and he sees 55 drop, and now he knows I don't have my choice, because I think one of these receivers was supposed to break it off. It's a choice route. Well, he knows 55 drop, so he's got to continue and run right into the teeth of the coverage. You'll notice that the Tampa cover will actually come back here and sit down on that dig. So you'll notice McCarthy doesn't really get off of that. And next thing you know, he's got two guys smacking him in the mouth. So let's roll the tape here again. Watch, there's Wyatt. Watch our boy Enigbare. We talked about it last week. Everybody. There was a handful of people that want to stir up drama and try to say that Enigbare was stealing snaps from Rashawn Gary because Rashawn Gary's garbage. Not the case at all. They had 55 dropping into coverage, and they're continuing to do it. But let's watch him drop here. Watch McCarthy, guys. There's a Will Fire, 55 drop. Look at 55. Look for his work. He knows I'm taking the first person that's going to be looking to break off right here. So he gets depth. Look at McCarthy's helmet. Left, shoot.
Yeah.
He never comes back to the right. Let's roll it back one more time.
He had a completion to Hawkinson.
Did he?
Easy money.
So let's see. He's got a leak right there. Get rid of that ball right now, right?
Yeah, look at 87 right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's the completion.
Yeah. So instead, he's still staring down his boy, Justin Jefferson, right? Probably pissed off. He's going to get upset if you don't throw him the ball. Well, they wasn't expecting Cooper to play a little Tampa drop there. So he's covering the seam. Right now, if we roll it back, it almost works like a cover 6 because Bull is playing a little bit of match over here too.
Yeah,
Bull is going to match up on this guy and fade a little deeper. Haddon is pinching the 2. You got Evan Williams buzzing down. There's the cover 2 with the 55 drop. JJ don't know whether they're coming or going here.
To look at McKinney though, his ability to bite down like that pre-snap, and look where he is. I mean, McCarthy's 3 steps into his drop, and look where 2-9 is on the field.
And roll it all the way back pre-snap again. He's showing single high post safety, and they were always in an invert too, right? Well, they motion over, so now it switches. Now he's going to show that he's in, and now Evan's playing post safety. And the reality is neither of them are playing post safety. It's invert too. So it's awesome, man. Just really good stuff. And again, the pass rush made it, or the coverage led to the sack. That's what you call a coverage sack. And really it's the quarterback not being able to make a decision there. So, all right. Yeah, that's right. Not so cool said, is that Haddon playing CB1 on the left side? It looked like it was to me. It didn't look like Keyshawn. It looked like Haddon at this point. I'm pretty sure it was. So, again, watch 55 jab step. Now look at 74. He's already out of place. So just that jab step. Now you got a hat. This guy's dropping into coverage, and that allows McDuffie to beat that guy. Jones is going to step over and try to block. But then again, you've got Brinson working off the opposite side. So,
yep.
Just a great play, man. Great play call. Jeff Hafley was in his bag.
I love it.
I know that took a little bit longer to break down, but I wanted you guys to see just how unique that was. That's the first time I've seen him use a 300-pound lineman as an outside linebacker at a wide 9 look. And he still brung him on the rush. And then, of course, with the 55, Enigbare in his wingspan, he's a big dude, right? I want to say he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's very, very long, lengthy dude, right? Like that guy being able to drop into coverage and having the agility to move around like that is a huge weapon for the Packers. It really is. So
I agree.
that would lead to a punt, Tim. Or no, actually, that would lead to a field goal. They hit that long field goal, and that's what gave them 3 points in the middle late. So now it's 10-6 Green Bay. We come out of halftime, 11:49 left in the third quarter. Green Bay's up 10-6. 4th and 15. This is at the 50 midfield. This is the Zane Anderson fumble recovery. I think I gave Zane a little too much credit the other day, and I'm going to explain why here in a second. I said he grabbed the guy and steered him into it. The dude did make a pretty astronomical mistake, but you could see Zane here in a second keeping his eye on the ball while he's fighting. Like, you just go ahead and touch that freaking ball. Still a great high IQ play for Zane. I just kind of over embellished the other day without watching the tape, thinking, man, look at him, the way he drove him into this ball. But we'll watch it here. If you guys watched the show last night, we showed just the technical play of our boy Daniel Whelan and how he drops this punt just perfect, puts the back spin on it, everything about it. Again, just one of if not the best punters in the game right now. Lays that thing in there perfect. All right, it's going to hit. Look at the back spin. Hits it roughly the 6 or 7 yard line. Tim fires back. Zane recognizes it, keeps fighting, lets old boy touch it, and then wins the scrum at the bottom. Look at all the green jerseys down there, man. This is a great view right here. Yep. Daniel just going to drop that on the nose, right? Put a little back spin on it. Now watch Zane down here. I think I zoomed in. Yeah, so here's Zane. Let's watch him fight. So right here, eyes are on the ball. He's thinking, I got to down this thing. It bounces forward. So right here, watch him kind of pull up a little bit. He holds on to him, lets him touch. As soon as he touches it, all right, now it's our ball. Let's go.
Christian Welch all over it, too. You love to see that.
Oh, yeah. Again,
I mean, if you go back a frame or two, you can see, look at the hat con when that ball sticks itself in the dirt. I mean, there's green jerseys galore down there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know,
put some respect on Rich Bisaccia's name today, folks. I know it's going to tick some people off, but we got to, if you see it, you got to say it, right? If we're going to rake them over the coals when they play bad, you better give them credit when they play good. So I think that was the most important play of the game, Tim. I mean, that ends up winning you the middle late off this next play here.